Alrighty, hello and good morning. So let's go ahead and get this run continued here. So, what were we doing last time? I think we were doing Asliston 2, right? Yeah, that's what it looks like. Okay. So, ways that we can do this. Basically, we need some way to move farther. We can go White Knight again. That would help a little bit. I don't... Here, let me see. Who's got the best movement here? So, best movement's going to be Ninja, but I'm not using them at the moment. I mean, it might be an idea, actually, if I just go back to 1 HK's, level up in the Ninja a little bit at Tynemouth. Then, essentially, so Ninjas can have an effective movement of 12. So they can still have parry. The problem is that they need really high parry to be able to survive because they don't have access to a lot of heavier gear. I think we'll give that a shot. Because it seems like the problem that we kept running into is just I can't get close. So if I could successfully do that, then we'd be on to something here. I wanted to get Arts of War up for later anyway. So we got 1 HKs, we got Aug Water. I forget if we actually need Aug Water for anything, but oh well. Probably stick Poison Ward on here. Right, he had Stop Ward or something on there. Take a quick peek through what they've got on hand. Anything I can learn that might be useful? Trajectory might be later down the road, but for now, I think we're okay. He can't get double attack yet. That's in one more level. So okay, let's just give him his 1 HK for now. Go ahead and get our way through this. I believe they can use a parrying dagger, but they can't use any shields whatsoever. So we're kind of in a little bit of a tough spot there for the moment. I can only use light armors. Robe's not going to help us much. Gloves might. You can kind of see why this is not one that I went with up to this point. Yeah, no damage moves whatsoever on this guy, but if we go ahead and put Aug Light on there, then we'd at least get a little bit extra damage, which it looks like we've already got Aug Light, so all's well and good. So let's go ahead and go to Tynemouth then. And just kind of see how this works out. We might just get wiped right off the bat. This is kind of a terrible idea, to be honest, but we'll see how it goes. Another thing, I hope that Twitch is actually working today, because yesterday I was trying to do a mana run, and for whatever reason, it would show me as like being up there. It would show as being live and all that, but it wouldn't. It just wouldn't actually work. Like it just kept showing a loading screen, and hopefully it's not doing that. Oh wait, no, there it goes, there it goes. It's actually wanting to function today. Okay, that's something different. That's good. It's already an improvement over yesterday. Not really sure why it was doing that. I mean, was sitting there for an hour waiting for it to come back. I tried turning it on and off. Nothing. Nothing wanted to work for some reason. But, you know, I suppose such is life sometimes. Now, part of this... So, okay, we're basically just going to test this class, see how far it can go in a solo. Realistically, I wouldn't expect much here. This is not one that's meant to function in this capacity whatsoever. There's just certain classes that are meant to be, you know, support and or sneaky classes. Like Rogue? Actually, Rogue might not be a bad idea. I mean, I've got one-hand swords already up. They've got backstab, and that mess is strong. You know what? I think we might do that. I might go for Rogue. Because they've got a passive speed up, they've got really good movement, and they've potentially got a one-shotting move. The only downside is we'd have to get daggers all the way up, which is kind of annoying, but... Actually, no. We've got 1H swords, so no. Oi. Excuse me. Random, not quite a hiccup happening. Yeah, I think this guy's just gonna get wiped here. But rogues are a completely different story. Let's go ahead and Advent sign these two, see if maybe we can accomplish something out of that. Unless a Swallowtail might be a better idea. Nah, if we do Advent sign, it prevents them from moving again. Which doesn't really help because they're just gonna get healed right back up. You know what? Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and say right off the bat that yeah, we're not gonna be going ninjas here. I don't think there's any guest ninjas to save, so I don't think we'll be getting anything up that way. But yeah, let's try rogues. Because rogues get shields, they can still use light armor and vests and all that kind of thing, so they've still got options. The main thing for ninjas is they're meant to be able to move ridiculously far and take out a specific unit, and then just kind of hope that the fight ends before before anything else happens. So there we go. Slap all that on there. Do I not have any leathers? Plop, plop. Give me your stuff. Oh, didn't mean to do that, but whatever. So we're gonna go sword rogue, as you do. Alright, skills, put 1H swords on there. Double strike is still going to be probably our best hitting move for quite a while. Reflect magic, probably not a bad idea in the absence of anything else. Counter 2 is fine. And that's the best kind of counter he's going to have for the moment. I want to say the poison move was Ogre Earth, right? No, it's Ogre Water. Okay. Right. Okay, so Ogre Water. There we go. Let's go ahead and get that saved. It's actually funny how they call him Diego the Rogue, but he comes in as a Buccaneer. It's false advertising. Alright. So, let's see how we do here. I don't know if we have a healer team or not here. Okay, looks like they do have one healer, and we should be able to just go take him out right now. So, alright. What was going on here about backstab? So, rogues get their same old backstab move that they've always done. However, it's a lot more noticeable in OV, because you generally see armors counting for a lot more useful stuff as time goes on, especially considering their weight doesn't become a complete nuisance. But yeah, basically what backstab does, it just ignores all armor on the target, as I understand. I don't know if it's a certain percentage or if it actually is just 100% avoidance of all armor, but either way, the thing just hits real hard. Also, it looks like they get access to Field Elk, which I think ninjas do too, but I don't remember. At least don't remember off the top of my head. Rude. Going for that Dispel right off the bat. I will say that crap's pretty annoying, but whatever. Somebody's going to have a Dispel one way or another. Alright, still doing respectable damage, so I wasn't too sure how that was going to go. Stat-wise, rogues are not supposed to be able to use swords very well. But if you've got the skill for it, you know, they're there. Worst case scenario, we can get daggers up, but I figure having something like swords there, you know, where we have a move that goes and boosts power a whole bunch might be better to go this way. Not to mention they're pretty fast. They're pretty nimble. Overall, they're a solid class, but we're gonna go ahead and speed this up real quick. They should have very low odds of getting through. The only problem is that we're going to keep getting surrounded and hit here. Alright. Now that I think about it, the double cut probably would have finished him. Oh well, that's fine. Mistakes will occur. And there we go. He's already gone. Another nice little bonus of training on Tynmouth here is that we end up getting Blessing Stones fairly often, which are a pretty decent source of loot. Like we have some uses for them, but in general, it's better not to use them right now. Right. As long as we don't take a crit, this is a really good move. Nice. Get a Hangman card out of it and everything. Alright, take a Mending Seed just for safety. No, he doesn't really have the damage to finish us off here, but I figure, whatever, 400 bucks to guarantee winning the fight. Sounds good to me. Dead. Pick up that card. Like, yes, it's a lover's card. We don't really need loyalty, but what do those do? I remember there being a reason that I was picking them up. Spoil heal? Okay, no, that's just completely worthless. Never mind. We're never picking up another Lover's card. I'll probably forget and pick one up anyway. But that's the reason that that policy was there earlier. Also kind of using Bad Blood here for the sake of training water. And there we go, all the way up to level 7. We're already up to a useful situation here. It's a Rapier. Yeah, there's a reason that so many things are set to level 7. If you do it this way, you just automatically fly up there. It's good stuff. We need 10 for the Corias. What about bracers? Yeah, there we go. Alright, sneak attack. There we go. There we go. Sneak attack, not backstab. Also should probably get steal. Why not? Why not? It's not like we really have a use for steel right now, but, you know, we will over time. Actually, you know what? We totally do have a use for steel. What am I talking about? So, no, the steel tables haven't been updated, but you can steal pretty decent stuff out of it. In fact, let me get rid of Reflect Magic and just put steel on there. So anytime that we're going around doing the whole everything thing here, we're going around doing grinding or whatever else, we might as well just go and throw that skill out there. It levels up. We get stuff out of it. It's just, you know, it's worth using. Just figure, especially when we're just stalling for XP and things like that. I don't think there's any dagger moves that actually scale damage, so that's why I haven't gone and looked for that. Because let's see, the first one. Oh, nice! We're doing a ton of damage. Yeah, any kind of ingots or whatever else we can steal. Just yoink all their crap. Unlike vanilla, it's really, really cheap to use it too. Alright, let's show off sneak attack real quick. So you can see it's basically a finisher. So you can just almost one-shot these guys. In fact, I think it's actually going to be one of their strongest moves right now. Yeah, it does more than a finisher. Well, it does more than finishers under... Like, for the cost, it's really good. Let's put it that way. Right here, this would be enough to finish him. Backstab might not be. This guy's gonna get himself countered and die. Well, these bit cards, they're really good! Especially against, I guess, violent things? Steal. Finish. And even if it, by the way, even if it misses, you're still getting a little bit of experience for it. So if you want to compare it with vanilla, as far as how fast it goes up now, yeah, already at 7.2. In vanilla, we'd barely be reaching 1% at this point. So that's, you know, that's always nice. Yoink. I don't know if we really want to go behind this old man and steal old man wood, but whatever. There we go, and finished off, and away we go. So if you're wondering why we're doing such redonkulous damage at this low level, it's because, yeah, same thing with swords as has been throughout this entire run. They've got a lot of bonus damage on them. We're basically scaling a lot of bonus damage here. Ooh, and we can use the ward dart. You know what, that's actually... With counter, the ward dart would be amazing. If I can get evasion high enough, like if I go double evasion set and then go ward dart, maybe not for this fight, but what... Okay, so the reason that's good... actually, let's go ahead and practice with that a little bit. And let's go ahead and pick up sidearms and also turn off that horrible sound. So... Okay, so the reason I'm excited about that... So when it comes to ward dart, their whole shtick is that it's a chance to give charm on everything that it hits. But if you put it in your secondary like this, and you've still got decent enough evasion to survive it, you can just kind of make a situation where, hey, why are we doing that? Why are we weirdly caressing the TV, kiddo? Not sure what that was all about, but anyway, anywho, so what you do is you get yourself surrounded. Then, like, a crossbow fires or something like that, like any kind of short crossbow or sidearm or anything else fires, and then you just have a situation where suddenly you have a chance to reaction charm anything nearby. And, yeah, you can do some pretty broken stuff with that, but it only works if you can have a way to resist other damage types to an acceptable degree. Alright. Also helps in a pinch, like right here, where, you know, you're maybe a little bit too far. Also, crap, that does some serious damage now. So, for example, you go and you charm yourself a healer, and, you know, they might go ahead and heal you. Now, I will say, as far as the charm darts, it also varies, because it's not always going to be something that you want to do. They don't always roll a guaranteed amount of turns there, so like you saw, we rolled low, and wound up with a situation where she just walked away and recovered straight out of it. It happens. Pew. It's, and again, it's not guaranteed. It's just, it's a chance to get a free heal, more or less. I forget if I actually banned Charm for this run. I should check. I think I might have banned Charm, now that I think about it. Let's go check the rules of the run, because I don't remember. Alright, in this case, we're just going to walk away. Let's go ahead and do steal on this one. Hopefully get that, that gem. Alright. Let's go there, and let's go to my playlists. Okay. So, no allies, stripped or fired as required, which, yeah, I mean, that's mostly been followed. Chariot, no retreat, no recruit, no bows or crossbows. No reset cheese except for annoying drops or misclicks for Sanity. Beat San Bronsa, he who stops the wheel, Night Slayer, all temples if I feel like it by then. Okay, so yeah, we're still following it. Now, if we do rushing, is that going to be enough to deal with either of them? No. I won't be able to take out this wizard man, though. Let's go ahead and get all sneaky on a wizard. Dead. And you can just imagine, if that crits, like, that's going to one-shot almost anything. Because it just completely... It's functionally speaking like Dragon Slayer or Beast Slayer, except it's for people, and, well, you can use it on swords. Which I guess you could use Dragon Slayer or Beast Slayer on swords, too. So that doesn't really apply. But it's more limited in terms of where you can attack with it, but, you know, you're getting a lot more potential... Well, okay, it's not actually just for people now that I think about it. It's also for a lot of other things, too. But anything that can be backstabbed, you know. It's a very universal Beast Slayer, or... It's anything Slayer, except you gotta attack from the back. There we go. Now I described it. I figured out how words work. Man, what a long journey that was. Alright, they're gonna heal. Speeding it up because I might have actually screwed myself here. Because I took off the thing that resists Halo. Probably should have gone for the steal there. Might have gotten a Blessing Stone. But yeah, no, what I'm going for here is just backstabbing the healers. Perfect. Was really hoping to get a charm there, but you can see where I was going with that. Wait, no, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to do steal, go yoink that. There we go, lifeline gem. Hope that we survive the next turn. Alright. So what can we do here? We can put them to sleep. That won't necessarily help. We can do Rushing Gale. Won't quite take them out. This is going to get close, yeah. Okay, interesting choice there. And then from here, we should just be able to heal and recover and not really have too much more issues here. As long as she eventually decides to take a close range shot, then we get a free one there. It's also technically a really weird counter to Fusiliers later on, though you really don't run into enough of those to even warrant needing a counter for them. You can just deal with them in so many other ways. And back to normal music, because I really don't want to listen to that anymore. Okay. Let's go try to rob this archer. Don't know why I reset there. We stole their linen. I'm not sure if that's meant to be a joke like you stole their undies, but whatever. That'd be a really weird historical joke, actually. Because I think it was linen. I want to say it was just like linen diapers, more or less, that people wore at the time. I don't remember off the top of my head. It was something like that. Get that water og up. Goodbye. Pick up the worthless card that has the worst buff. So yeah, in case you're wondering, because I've seen this come up a couple times, Spoil Heal is so bad that he can't even buff it. Like, he can't make it good. It's about as good as it technically can be right now. And that's about as good as it ever was, really. And that's just sad. It's sad. It's such a potentially interesting skill. It's something that you see come up in roguelikes all the time, and it's just like, we hard-coded it to suck as much as possible. Because, you know, a buff to heal 5 extra health is totally much more worthwhile than just, you know, using a leaf for like 50. When the original 25 to 125. Well, I mean, unless you decide to count the other stuff. In which case, it's a full heal. In which case, yeah, that's not even kind of a comparison. Alright, go for the Halo. That probably would be doing around 30 if I had Aug Light still on. I keep forgetting that I have it on for defense as well as offense, because a lot of stuff spawns in here with that ability. And this should be almost the end. Oh, no, there we go. We crit. Crit for that 1 extra damage. Interestingly enough, that's actually a skill you can get in Outer Worlds. That if you're close to killing something, there's a decent chance that... Oh, well, that's... That's exactly acceptable. Now, I think I've seen it in Outer Worlds and XCOM 2, now that I think about it. Where it's like you just have a skill that increases your crit rate the closer you are to finishing off an enemy there. Which, by the way, speaking of, in terms of XCOM 2 related some suchery, there was something really interesting. So I don't know if many folks here have played Long War of the Chosen. Like, not War of the Chosen, like they made Long War work for WOTC. So the thing was, original Long War, like back on XCOM EU, there was pretty awesome. Like, it was just everything that the game really needed. And then it came out for X2, and it was really just... It was super bland. Although, to be fair, part of that was the fault of the original game. It's just... like, XCOM 2 in its base form was really rough. I mean, it was fun to play, it just didn't really make sense. It didn't feel right, it was just janky, you know? You had more options to work with, there was some interesting setting type stuff, but it felt empty. And then when Long War came out for it, they added a whole bunch of new busy work for it, but it still felt very... just bland. Anywho, so WOTC comes out, and it basically fleshes out everything. It's the way that the game, like, it is the definitive version of that one. It just, if you've played Pandemic with a ton of expansions, it's basically that overlaid on top of, like, friggin' Risk Europe on top. Which, to be fair, I still think Risk Europe should just be called Europe, not... like, Risk Europe doesn't really explain the game very well. Anywho, I think we're gonna go ahead and replace this with the Targe, maybe? Just to avoid using healing items as much as possible. How do we do on sidearms? 8.7. We'll make it work there if we need to, but I don't think I need to at the moment. Anywho, so Long War of the Chosen comes out, and a lot of folks may have tried the original Long War 2 there, and thought like, wow, this is really just tedious, and that's it. And that was my take on it too. Like, it just kind of sucked to play, and then yeah, LWOTC comes out, and it works. Like, it actually legit works way better than I ever would have thought. I was curious because I loved some of the ideas of Long War, but like okay, here's the thing. So WOTC, it adds a whole bunch of stuff, but it gets repetitive. Like the way that it's typically. Whoa. Dang, that was a weird noise, kiddo. Why don't you go get up to the potty? That was hang on, one quick sec here. Alright, anyway, so, like I was saying, Long War of the Chosen, right? It's, God, it's surprisingly good. The main mechanics of Long War 2 there were just that they added a system where you have to infiltrate stuff, rather than, like, you're over on your overworld there, you go to the spot, and then you just do the fight. So you basically have a timer for how long it takes to do a particular mission. So, almost all of them are evac only, so you're almost never actually getting, you know, the research and stuff from those missions. You're usually getting supplies and things like that, and then in rare cases you'll get little pieces of research here and there, and so you're constantly trying to, you know, to get these new pieces wherever you can. And these timers come up with all sorts of good rewards, but then you, like, depending on how much time you have is how big of a team you can actually send in there. And sometimes it'll be like, oh yeah, you gotta fight 40 guys, you can maybe get 3 people in there in the time that's left. It's like, yeah, that's a pretty hard miss on that one. But anyway, the idea is that, yeah, you're constantly getting these different things, and you're trying to come up with you know, teams that'll work for each one of them. So you're sending out all these different teams all over the place, and that part is really cool. However, original Long War took it a bit too far. It took way too long for anything to happen, and then once it did happen, you're usually completely overwhelmed in some kind of stupid ways, because they're like, oh, you know, you did this whole infiltration thing, they're completely vulnerable, you're only outnumbered like 18 to 1. Oh wait, they have infinite reinforcements now, which they always do have that. But I think with LWOTC they fixed it, because it's not like my last experience a few months ago there with original Long War 2, it was just like you go on an easy mission and they just keep sending wave after wave after wave after wave on a thing that you've spent ages preparing for. You've got everything done and ready to go there, you know, you have all your people prepared, you sent them in with silencers so that they get a little bit extra stuff in. Like, it just felt weird. Like, it just really felt like they didn't finish balancing it. But then, yeah, with the new version here, it's like, it actually does feel legit like the good parts of X2 without getting to the point of being tedious. And, yeah, it's better than I expected. I tried it out of curiosity, was just sitting and doing my calls. I was like, let's install this, see what happens. You know, maybe it'll probably be like the first times I tried Long War 2. We'll get a couple missions in, and it'll be like, okay, this is a slog now, screw this, I'm out. But no, it's been like the same XCOM 2-esque, like go, you know, do all this kind of stuff. But they give you enough information, and they give you enough resources there that you can actually make stuff happen. And it's far better with feedback now. A lot of performance issues were addressed, which that's mostly a base XCOM 2 thing. With War of the Chosen, they just kind of redid a bunch of stuff to the point that it's even a separate install. But it runs a hell of a lot smoother and stuff like that. But it's so much clearer, a lot of stuff works better. I honestly haven't felt BS'd. Like, I think I was doing calls for like 6 hours yesterday, and still, it's like, in all that time, didn't feel BS'd even once. It's not like there weren't any casualties, there absolutely were, but it felt like they were fair. So yeah, that after I think once when Xeno is done, I really want to do a stream of that, because it's so much better than I expected. But oh well. Also, let me check real quick. Let me just make sure that Twitch is actually working right today. Because I've been having a little bit of an issue lately, like yesterday when what I was saying earlier, I tried to do a mana stream and nothing. There was just nothing there. For whatever reason, there isn't even a video, so I guess that one's just lost now. So I'm kind of glad I cut it off at an hour then, because, yeah, most of it was wandering around trying to figure out what to do, and then there was this thing about finding fairies, and it mostly just consisted of somebody jumping into a portal, and that was kind of it. Oh, and the Rainbow Wolf. That was the one actual enemy so far. Or the one actual boss so far. Alright, let's go ahead and get Sneak here. It's like right there. Fully charged, Bad Blood does a bit over 200. Meanwhile, Sneak Attack does about 200. So yeah, if we can make an evasion build work with the Rogue here, which seems like it's very likely, I think this will be something to run with for a little while. Never even really thought about running Rogue, but it makes a lot of sense. Actually, that kind of brings me back to my same point earlier when I was talking about what the hell was it called? When I was talking about Tome a whole lot. That it was weird to me that talking to the community, a lot of folks kept saying that that the Rogue class was terrible. And it's just like, you basically have a thing that specializes in throwing knives that functionally turn into a gun pretty early on. It's like, sure, you only have maybe 6 to 8 shots, but when you can make it that pretty much everything you do crits, and nothing can even see you within a few hours of playing it, it's like, I don't know, seems pretty good to me. I don't know what people are complaining about. Alright, so if this ticks Venom once, he's gone. Otherwise, we just finish him off with a swing. Oh, okay, he's just going to survive with 1 health, I see how it is. But yeah, so current follow-up runs, or I guess 7 health, whatever. Current follow-up runs that I'm planning here. So this one, once we finish this one, we're going to do Knight of Lotus solo. Once we finish Xenonauts, or X Division, we're going to be doing Long War of the Chosed. And then after Mana, we're just going to do whatever's next in the Mana series, I suppose. Man, tough luck on that one. It's funny how the phases all go for poison and venom and stuff like that. Sometimes it'll just tick a bunch of times in a row, and then you're just screwed. I think it's after everybody's taken their turns, and it's just kind of parsing whatever's left over for the round that it ends up doing that. That's the only thing I can think of. Dang straight, you just got double robbed. Shrink. And this right here is why steel is so much more satisfying in this one, especially once the steel tables get updated and there's actual good stuff to steal. Like right now, even just for the free resources and loot items, I'm probably better off using it. And just to kind of, I guess, show off where it's been useful in vanilla. In fact, if I can get steel ranked up to 5, maybe I should get the Reaver Ring. It's actually pretty okay and gives stop ward if I remember correctly. That would be pretty handy. Alright, so 20 for the next one of those. Those are still fine. We can get nomads. Probably not the smartest thing to go nomads here, but it's fine. So I want to get to like 25 or so with the Rogue. Let's go and speed it up a little bit more. Maybe we'll go do Farampa, because it's honestly about the same difference. We've got an option to deal with Griffins, we've got options to deal with other stuff, and we might be able to go get some more interesting drops out of here. But we'll see. The only downside is I don't really have any healing seeds right now. We'll deal with that as time goes on. I'm hoping with, I believe we're running like a 30 luck bonus right now. Plus should have naturally high luck at the moment. I think with all that we should be alright. I'm kind of tempted to actually start taking Devil and Luck cards again. I think once you get double digits blue for that one, it's really not something you want to take again. I think it only affects your daily luck, but I also have a feeling it might have some long-term consequences. Honestly, I just never want to mess with it. It's just like, usually I go for double digits in the blue, and then we're good. And just never touch it again. Block. Shank. Now, unfortunately, we don't have backstab available on this Griffin. Dang it, Griffin! But we do have a speed star for hopefully outspeeding it next round. Let's see, we're sped up. And yeah, we're just behind this Griffin now. So he's probably going to use Talon Dive, fly away. But I want to get the Griffin taken out as early as possible. Boo. At least it didn't breach. If he breached, we probably would have gotten killed off right here. Because that's probably going to hit. Okay, that one missed. Fine. No need to even see how much this does, because this should disable them both. Well, it will disable them both. We should kill him off. There we go. Take that Temperance card. Take a short turn while still being speed starred. Please miss. Thank you. Yeah, I think with this evasion we can actually risk running gloves, because we're still getting max evasion even from the back. Actually, under all circumstances, really. So yeah, there's no need to run leggings on him, I don't think. Alright, so next target's the wizard here. I'm just going to save the points for a sneak attack if I can. I'm thinking Birdie's probably going to fly to the right. So yeah, Birdie flies to the right. Wizard guy probably backs up a couple tiles. Then that would also block the backstab. Or, you know, that'll happen. That works too. All the same, they don't really have any healing, so it's fine. Let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit. Right. Alright, dead Wizardlington. Friggin' lady stole my loot. Alright, now you're gone. Why do you guys always gotta steal my crap? In this case, it was just bad placement because of where he was, but still, why they always gotta do that? Gone. Okay. And up to 15, and I think we can take one more. Suppose we'll find out. We're one level away from getting a better sword. Same thing for the shield. I'm assuming... No, armor's at 20. Gloves are... We don't even have better gloves anyway. That's not the one I wanted. Actually, you know what? It's not a bad idea, because he's got maximum evasion. He's got some healing. We'll see if we can make it work. Maybe we'll get one of them Dragon Bone dealies. Alright, nailing 25% right off the bat. Good times. Bless you, kiddo. Alright, so yeah, all things going well. We should be able to go and one-shot all these guys. Even with strength and gone. Give me that resistance. Resistance. Alright, new plan. Take Mending Seed, go over here. Put Speed Star. And yeah, Papillon Reel. So that'll stop them. We can get close, finish them off. Alright, we'll take a basic heal. From here on out, we'll be doing backstabs on the dragons. Or I guess we won't, because they decided that that's just not a thing I can do now. Right, could you please stop landing your 50% hits? That'd be great. No, we're just gonna land 3 of them in a row? Sure. Cool. Okay. Well, let's do that again. Yeah, it's very doable as long as those 50%'s roll in our favor. It is kind of a gambling setup that we're running here. Why would you go... Going out of their way to go pick that stuff up. Alright, dropping a bad blood on that guy, because it should finish him off over time. Because that looks like an attack fairy. Thank you, 40%. Appreciate your input. Alright, now we run back here. Should put them in a little bit of a choke point. Might as well just attack him directly here. Because even if he slows us down, we're still alright. Nice. A little bit of a worthless card, but that's fine. Apparently we lost a little bit of loyalty to ourselves, somehow. Alright, a little bit of a bad spot, though. This is one of those times that it would be real nice to have squash, but no such luck. Thank you, 25 and 60%. Alright, let's try it again. Come on, RNG. I know you want to play nice. Send me an email about it. It's like, man, today I'm going to play real nice, and then it just, send me some turds in the mail. But at least they tried. They worked on their communication a little bit. I need this friggin' dragon off my back. Alright, good. That's a start. I forgot that they had stunning rocks. Okay, yeah, that's really good. Alright, return damage is a little annoying, but nothing too major. Alright, let's go ahead and backstab this guy. Okay, now I need to... yeah, I need to get these guys going. Rude. Okay, re-up Speed Star, move all the way back here. I'm starting to wonder if Speed Star is actually helping me at all. I wonder if, I wonder if Speed Star should actually give you evade. Feels like it should. Feels like it would be a very roguey thing for it to give you evade. Yeah, by the way, back attack that I was talking about earlier, it's actually, what's it? It's the thing that the ranger gets, that basically is a skill that makes every attack count as it's from the back, but unfortunately you can't stack it together with sneak attack, so it's not super good. Yeah, if you ever want to grind up steel real quick, just do it like this. It's like corner an archer. Until he finally just offs himself. There we go, up to 16, get a fancy new weapon. Probably go with the silver ward and some leggings, actually. Alright, do a little bit of withdrawing, go to Tynemouth. Actually, let's go ahead and sell some of that stuff. We got a lot of good stuff out of that. There we go, that's finally starting to look like a budget. It's something that we can work with. Alright, how many can we get for that? 21? Alright, we're back in business. We're back! Alright, no healer team by the looks of it. So in that case, let's go fight some archers. Should be 9 immune to the caster, so it's just the archers that are a threat here. Speed star. And a heal. Rude. Alright, come on, RNG. Give me something here. Yeah. Immune to her basic attacks anyway. We can hopefully become immune to the better stuff later. Need to deal with that archer, though. Still went out of his way. Go steal my dang loot. And just one moment here. And so yeah, basically it turns all Dark Soulsy at this point, just run around looking for backstabs. Why not? Pretty solid approach. Right, we're gonna make a ridiculously long-range swipe. Maybe we're just using one of those grabby claws, I guess. And turn off the annoying music real quick, so that we can proceed on with this grabbing. Gonna turn the music down a little bit more anyway. It's a little bit on the loud side. At least I feel on my end. I don't know, all my volume levels got messed with, so hopefully it's just fine. I suppose we'll see at some point later. Alright, and I suppose we'll find out in a moment, but where are we at steel-wise? What level are we at? Because I don't actually know if I ranked up to 2 yet. Might have done. Yeah, almost. A character. So, for reference in vanilla, I had a character that's basically specialized in stealing for an Iron Man run that lasted, hell, like I think it was like a 200-something hour run. It wasn't the longest run in the world, but you know, was just kind of going to see what I could do. And so I had a character just running steel the entire time just to kind of test how long it would take, and they got to rank 2 like 3 fights before the end, I think, despite using it constantly. Yeah. Might have been a little bit iffy, is what I'm trying to get across here. Now, unfortunately, these guys can't use spell leggings, so they're a little bit behind as far as that goes. But aside from that, we should be doing okay here. We got a decent haul out of that one, only had to use a couple light healing items. Pretty good profit. Speed it up a little bit more so we can get that going again. Mostly because I want to take advantage of leveling shenanigans for that fight. Because I want to be able to use backstab to one-shot everything. But so yeah, first turn I can use a plume, like run up and get close, take advantage of the extra jump. Oh, for crap's sake, RNG, what is your deal? Why you gotta do that? Alright. Let's put that over there. He's gonna get rid of my strengthen, because he's rude like that. Alright, cool. Does anything miss? Thank you. Alright, got rid of both my buffs. Like a terrible person or something. Okay, they have one ranged ability who should hopefully be down to a tier 1 right now. So I need to evade one melee and survive this. Okay. Now I can go back to the original plan without hopefully getting as screwed. Because he's going to heal them, and he can't wake them all up just yet. He's going to go for the heal first. Right. Yeah, I want to take that card, but I got to back up. They're probably gonna dispel again, but alright. Yeah, no good offensive options. What I need to do is back up here, kind of cause them to try to surround me here. Yeah, there we go. Now, if I can move before that lizard... Yeah, perfect. Probably throw out another one of these. Yeah, there we go. Then I just have to deal with this lizard over here. Perfect. And now we can just focus on this guy. I'm going to save the points for the moment. Unfortunately, he perfectly defended his back, so can't really do much there. Let's just go for the Speed Star again. Still hasn't exposed his back. Alright, what about a Papillon? No, I can just finish him. Alright, let's go for the finisher instead. Right. Healing's gone. We're gonna take another seed. I know I'm probably gonna break either break even or go down on actual profit for this one, but you know, better safe than dead. Hi there, Vale. Just hopping in quickly before heading to the gym. Are we winning? Yes, we currently are. And yeah, by the way, I checked. There isn't even a video for yesterday's mana thing. So that, yeah. That one's just gone. So basically, if you're wondering what we missed yesterday on mana, it was basically just a cat lady jumping into a portal, and that was it. Ended up leaving behind my my robot there for the purposes of carrying around a little mole bear guy, because there was a mole bear that hatched out of one of the eggs last time. And, yeah, in general, that kind of fun stuff. Which, the mole bear was awesome. He had, like, little boxers. It's hilarious. But, unfortunately, yeah, that video is just plain gone. I don't know what it did exactly, but... what can you do? Anyway, so yeah, now we're doing this one today. And, yeah, so far winning. Doing pretty well. Decided that, yeah, becoming a rogue is inexplicably working out just well. I don't know why. A bear mole with boxer shorts? What? Yeah, exactly. It was awesome. Just like, for some reason, a mole bear hatched and it had little boxers. Baby traps. You know what? Actually, that could be really good. Yeah, let's pick up traps, too. You might be wondering why I'm saying that, because they did literally nothing worthwhile in the original. This keeps getting dispelled, so we're just gonna put Booby Trap. But basically, yeah, they're fantastic. I think it's almost time to start transferring over to the zombie map. No, I didn't want to leave. Ah, crap. Well, tigers burn them. He's gonna teach us what it means to rule with a massive level advantage. This is actually, I believe, the fight that has the hovering, too, so I can't do it right now anyway. Crap. Yeah, because I need to... Basically, when it comes to the hovering, I need that thing, or the flying ring. I absolutely need that thing without question, but I don't remember which fort has it, or which fight and which fort has it off the top of my head right now, because I thought it was that one. But I recall it being a cockatrice that drops it. So, not sure. But anyway. But yeah, so far what I'm trying to do right now is save the pirate for the second time, and then build up the... while also kind of building up the resources to save him for a third time, because it's going to take a hell of a lot to do that. But yeah, here's why the traps are good now. So, fire damage and bound, and when it says damage, it means 50% of whatever their health is. Heal half of maximum health, so this basically is the best heal. So High Priestess is going to be the best heal that we're likely going to be able to get. Quarter maximum MP, 100 TP, instant finisher, so you basically only need to move 2 tiles, you throw this down, you move over, you suddenly have a finisher, it's great. Light damage and sleep, air damage and charm, earth damage and slow, like lovers are there. Actually, come to think of it, it might be worth picking up lovers. And then Ivory Tower, aka you are immune to melee attacks until the next round. So yeah, them suckers are good. And I believe Ranger gets access to traps as well. So that might be something to consider for the future. Alright, let's see if we can one-shot a priest, and... almost. I mean, he's probably going to go for healing the other one. Or no, he's got backup. Crap. Alright. Should've just finished off the archer. Alright, RNG. Thank you for not playing nice at all. Alright, what do I have a ton of to kind of show this off? Surprisingly, not that many of them. Alright, we're just gonna go for a finisher breakout then. So yeah, they can't heal all of them at once, because their area heal would heal me too. But they can heal a couple of them at once. Alright, how'd we do? Wasn't really worth it. But it did cause them to stop attacking for a turn. Nice thing is, he usually leaves them sitting there, using most of their turns for it. Right, and Steel's up at rank 2 already. So an entire game's worth of Steel grinding is now nothing. Buccaneer now? No. Not quite yet. Going for the Buccaneer, and the Buccaneer's going to be able to use a lot of these skills too, but right now I'm doing Rogue. Just because Rogue still has access to Field Alch, still has access to the lightweight evasion items, has access to one-handed swords, and can sneak attack. So that's been pretty handy so far. So, for example, this guy's right here. He is currently breathing. Wait, crap, that is... Somehow switched over to the shield. Stupid! Stupid, why you do that? Anyway, the way it's supposed to work is you go up to them, you do this, put sneak attack on there, like, oh man, all sneaky beaky. Then you hit them with this, and then they instantly die. So yeah, ridiculously good with swords, even though I'm in a really bad spot right now. Block it. Oh well, that's fine. That's fine. Here, let's do that again. Hang on, did I remember to pick up traps this time? Yes, traps are already on there. And, yeah. Shen, I don't remember if, I don't remember how much you've, you know this mod. So just mentioning it out of the sake of redundancy is that, yeah, when it comes to the, when it comes to booby traps, they're actually really good in the mod. I just figure I'm better redundant than not said, I guess. Alright. As you can see, their damage isn't really spectacular on a regular basis, but for all intents and purposes, sneak attack just ignores armor entirely, so you can get a lot of extra damage with a sword that you wouldn't be able to get with a dagger. And, well, almost gone anyway. So it's kind of almost about finisher levels of damage there. Not quite there, but once we get better weapons and stuff like that, it will go up a bit more. Right now we're in that awkward mid-game phase where we're kind of missing out on a lot of options, just because we don't have everything on hand, really. That about sums it up. So right now, while we have elemental options that are boosting finishers, we don't have anything that are boosting our regular melee attacks. That's going to be in a few levels. It's probably going to switch over to the Verloren or something like that. See about doing some stuff with that. There we go. Stole the golden snitch from a wizard. God, that's fitting. It was just in the middle of flying around doing his old Quidditch thing. He's like, oh crap, they're going and invading our hill again. Quick, get everybody together, and then they just get friggin' wrecked. Alright. Now I feel bad. We just basically genocided the Harry Potter universe, apparently. What can you do? Things happen. It's probably not the way you want to phrase it once they show up to ask questions, but, you know. Sir, can you please explain what you were doing this evening? Well, you see, officer, things happened. It's hard to explain, really. Like, why are you in possession of stolen sports property that clearly belongs to only a particular sport here? I think Rowling already did that. Well, I mean, about going and deleting all the canon of the universe, I guess. Apparently everybody's becoming some kind of weird relationship now. Well, I guess not weird, because that sounds judgy. I mean, I don't really care, but what I mean is that stuff is changing in unexpected ways, I guess? Let's put it that way. Alright, so if we want to show off traps, because I'm pretty sure we know where he's going to go here. So Wither, I'm probably not going to use this one very much, so we'll go put him there. The AI cannot see traps. The only time that they'll... Oh, well, I mean, in that case we got turned around, but whatever. Alright, so what we're going to do... Pop on a Mending Seed, because I kind of just want to use this thing now. We'll grab this bag. Because he's immediately going to go for the bag, more than likely. Come back to see J.K. Rowling's name, and now I'm worried. Oh, I was just saying that we accidentally stole Golden Snitch from the wizard. Alright. Thank you for coming by, Mr. Vale, and yeah, sorry Twitch jacked up yesterday. Like I said, there isn't even a video left, unfortunately. So, not sure what to do about that. Also, I need to remember to pick up more anti-bind stuff here. Right, okay, everyone gonna hit their 25%? Is that just what we're doing here? Somehow I have a feeling the game will not let me show off how awesome this trap is. Because then this guy that's on 2 health will run onto the thing and take 1 damage. But yeah, it's a hard locked, always 50% of their damage plus whatever the effect is, which is pretty dang good. Really? You can't see the trap. What are you doing? I swear, the AI does not know about the trap. I don't know why he's positioning himself in such a weird way. Like, I think it's they have some considerations for covering their covering the rest of their team and stuff like that, but you know, stuff just happens. Stuff just happens. But yeah, if you ever want to well, if you ever want to actually get somewhere, first of all, don't do what I'm doing and repeatedly select your shield for actually hitting stuff. But B, if you ever want to create a situation where you're just ruining a bunch of healers and stuff like that, but you're in a solo run, basically throw down a bunch of traps while you're in the back row. Like, it's one of those useful things that, yes, ninjas can run up and use all their abilities to shut stuff down, but you can also create a situation where you're going in with a rogue and just, like, throwing in a bunch of traps, and then, like, they do charm or something like that, and suddenly they're healing the wrong team, and stuff like that. It's good. I keep saying stuff like that for some reason, and stuff like that. Alright, let's do this risky. Right. Rolled the crit there. Trap does good damage? Yes. In the mod, it does 50% of current health. So it can do good or sucky damage, kind of depending, but against tanks it's really good. Like, especially, you know, like if there's a Terror Knight chasing you and you hit it with a with one that does like 50% of its health plus bind. Like, they're basically just stuck for ages at that point. The charm ones are really good against healers. The silencing ones are really good against casters. I mean, there's a ton of them. Plus, there's actually some beneficial ones in there too. So one for healing half your health. One for restoring MP, one for giving you a instant finisher, so it gives you 100 TP, and another one for giving you Ivory Tower, so immunity to all melee until the next turn. So already know I'm probably going to be using that one for some boss fights, but, you know, we'll deal as we'll deal. Dead. I was really hoping she'd drop a card, but oh well, no such luck. Into that finisher. Also, Steel ranks up a hell of a lot faster. We're already at rank 2, and hell, we're... I only started using this skill a couple fights ago. I guess not actually a couple, but at the very start of the stream is when I started using the skill. It's already at rank 2. So basically the entire vanilla game's worth of grinding in, you know, a few minutes, basically. 300 damage! There we go. Whereas in the vanilla game, for whatever reason, they were like, oh yeah, it just inflicts misstep. Oh man, that's such a good skill slot use. It made it easier to hit that guy that you apparently were already baiting into a situation where you'd be able to hit them anyway. So, like, not to mention most of the time, if you were just using it on a tile, and you expected to kind of use it as a counter ability, it did AoE, so you ended up hitting yourself too. It's just, I don't know. It was jank. I don't know what to tell you. I just have a feeling nobody ever tried it to actually give it a chance. Suppose we could also try running whips. That might not be a bad idea. You know what? Yeah, let's try that for a fight. Alright, I'm gonna keep hold of that for the moment just because I find it funny. Alright. Let us get a whip. Watch me whip, watch me slay, etc. Where is thing? That song's super annoying, by the way. I apologize. Alright, to get a cat of nine tails, we need a steel ingot. Come here, ingot. Alright, never mind. That Scourge was actually the weapon we needed. Might have done a whoops on that one. Thankfully, we have a few halberds to get rid of here. So we can go ahead and buy a new one. As you can see, they've actually got pretty surprisingly good attack power on them. Like at the same level here, it's at about the same level of a sword. They just don't have as much bonus damage. They don't have. They're not necessarily fast either. They're relatively slow things, but they give full strike, and they give you a 10% bonus to your odds to recruit either a dragon or beast, depending on which one you're using. But the real selling point is actually neither of those things. Because, I mean, they're all right as they are, but their rank 8 finisher is hilarious. Like, there's a reason I call it the Whip Nuke. Now, realistically, it's probably about the worst time to actually train a whip like this. So, I'm going to give it a shot. If we can come up with a situation where it's just one healer left on the field, then we'll go ahead and, you know, grind that crap up where it needs to be. But as far as anything else, like, Ogdark plus Whip is one of the best AoE moves in the game. Let's see, have an insane int stat can be good, like Lord plus using all gear plus ints plus 2 Biblion. Yeah, you can still do that. For the purposes of the mod, though, you'd be better off just using a staff anyway, because the staffs are the offensive option and they come with Spellcraft. So they give you one passive use of Spellcraft, so you can just throw that out as a buff at the very start. I mean, the staff is going to usually be stronger than 2 books anyway. The books are mostly there as a defensive option, so like you need an int bonus, but you want to use it with a shield. Plus you want to have like a light ranged attack, because the books are basically like the FFT books. They've got 3 range on them. And they give Rupture. So, I mean, either or really could be potentially good. It's just, yeah, books are generally speaking the one you want to use with a shield. Now, do they have a healer here is the question? Yes, they've got one. So what I want to do is somehow win this fight without taking out that healer. Is it likely? No. I'm probably going to have to switch over to the Beastmaster and then start training the whip from there. Although thankfully we spawned in the rain, so that's at least something for us. Yeah, we're just rolling numbers for now. But yeah, as soon as you hit him with Fall Strike, you can just move on to somebody else. Because you're functionally speaking just deleting their ability to melee. And yeah, sneak attack still works with a whip. As you'd think it would. Presumably it's more of a choke than a sneak attack, but, you know, I'm sure it's sneaky all the same. Alright. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna move... let's move here. Let's see about putting down one of those charm traps. Where's the lover's card here? Yeah, there we go. Put it right there. Put her back to it. And one of the melee guys should go up there, try and take a swing at me from it. Perfect. There we go. We've got a new free friend. While also doing 200 damage to him. So now we can take that little bit of free time, run all the way over here, maybe rob us a little bit of an archer here. Get a nice bronze ingot out of it. At least it's something to sell, if nothing else, because very few things actually use bronze. Why is Charm wearing off so fast? I can ask Rakes to look into that. Because there's been a few times now where Charm has run out suspiciously quick, and I'm not sure if I just keep running into situations where I'm rolling low, or if something else is going on. Probably should have just gone and finished off that lizard. But nice thing about whips is that, yeah, you can do that. Alright, so let's do another one just to test it. Alright. We got our sneak attack, run over here, hit this guy real good. Will it wear off, or will he actually take his turn? No, he's just... Why is it just wearing off? Yeah, definitely gotta ask Rakes about that. There's something janky with that. It's not with the traps in particular. I think it's like, if you're running a low amount of units or something, like, maybe it's something going on with the RT ticks or some such. Because I know it only lasts a certain amount of ticks, but it seems to me like it's creating a situation where we're, by the way, does it work from here? Yeah, it still counts from 2 tiles away. It seems to me like it's maybe running away faster while I have it on. Or while I'm running solo here. Maybe? Okay, let's try again. Alright, roll low on damage, but can still finish off next turn if this turn's perfect. Yeah, third time in a row it just wore off. Just going for the finish here, because I can set up another trap. Crap, I forgot to turn around. Come on, give me my turn. Right. Alright, we're gonna need a trap here. Alright, yeah, let's just pull one of these down. If you're curious about the effects that they give, by the way, many of them are reference to March of the Black Queen. Like the High Priestess there being a heal move, or being a half heal move. Unfortunately, I appear to have put myself in a little bit of a corner. On the plus side, though, we are training ridiculously fast. Just following your own trap? Yes, that's intentional. So the cards are basically, like I said, many of them are actually references to March of the Black Queen. So the High Priestess will heal you for half your health. Lovers causes charm. I think Hermit, it just gives you magic damage, but either way, you know, it's cool. Yeah, it's really handy that he added that in there. I wasn't really considering to use them for this run, but you know, that's actually, especially the one that gives you melee immunity, seems like it's going to be very, very handy. So, the thing with whips, they're not necessarily terribly strong until you get later in the game, and it's actually part of the reason that I took them out of the early routing of this run, because as you can probably tell here, you know, it's not enough damage to break through. We need a finisher to even get out of this situation right here. So that's what I'm waiting on right now. I'm just sitting here, eating heals, just blocking and reflecting and deflecting stuff all over the place. I should probably put on a sidestep to make sure that that archer can't hit us with a finisher, because he's probably on his way to a finisher as well. And it's part of the reason that we have it fast-forwarded. I apologize that there have been so many weapon grinds. It's just, you know, there's a lot of stuff that's necessary to make a run like this work. So, there's that. There we go, we got a crit. Oh, there we go, we can break out of here. But yeah, I'm going to try to hold off on using too many of the traps for now. Cards are relatively uncommon so far, and I want to create a situation where I have as many of those available for later, or as many of those as possible available for later. Because there's definitely a lot of fights that are just gonna be a challenge to deal with if I don't have some way to shut down units. Interesting thing, by the way, those cards with their whole half health thing, that does include bosses. So, yeah, if you're thinking, hey, you know, just go up to Dorgy and friggin' remove half his health right off the bat, yeah, you can totally do that. In fact, I think I did that in one of the runs. Wasn't that the look run? Thankfully, because archers are slow, he just let himself get rocked, so perfect. Got his Kranikin, or Kranikin, or whatever you want to call it. You know, come to think of it, I don't think I've ever heard the proper pronunciation for whatever that is. I love to watch historical stuff all the time. Love to try to, you know, study that stuff as much as possible. It's just always fascinated me since I was a kid. No idea if it's supposed to be Kranikin or Kranikin. I always call it Kranikin, but just kind of off the top of my head. Could probably Google it, but what's the fun in that? Alright, so we should have our first finisher already. So we get Tidal Bore. Tidal Bore is a 4-tile poison beam, basically. Useful situationally, not going to be terribly useful here. It's mostly useful for distracting stuff for the purposes of this run. Distracting and sniping. You've also got a multi-hit move, and you've also got a shackle move. But the big one is the self-AoE at the very end. So the rank 8 one is a dark scaling, damage scaling, massive AoE. So if you get max whips, you get max Darkog. Like, that crap it actually can outdo two-handers in terms of single-shot damage. Like, I've shown, I've had videos up before, just like, I think it was like 3,000 plus damage with one of those. And that was using the Lord there. It was actually the most viable Lord build I could think of. And at that point, he was kind of just looking like a RuneScape character. Just running around with a friggin' whip, throwing out all kinds of big booms all over the place, just sitting and using items all day. It's a weird time. Anyway, back to it. But yeah, that's the move we're trying to get. Like, how are our skills looking so far? Decent way to rank 3 already. Steel, decent way to rank 3 as well. So what's going to win? Steel or whips? Like, I would figure whips definitely have the advantage for this, given how many times they're getting rolled, but you never know. And keeping options in the back of my head here, just in case stuff goes a little bit haywire. Because at any point, they could get 2 repeated crits, and then we basically have to abandon this plan entirely. But if all goes well, we might be able to get out of here with our big, gigantic boom move and then run straight into that Pirate 2 fight and just ruin their day entirely. I have so many bronze ingots to sell after this. See, now this kind of grinding I can appreciate, like where you're slowly getting up, you know, some unusual skills for the purposes of getting past one little area. When it's going and switching classes over and over and just doing the entire fight so you passively get some little, you know, little boosts in the background, you know, that crap's just not really fun. It's satisfying the first few times you do it, and, you know, maybe when you're going and showing people off, like, oh yeah, look, you know, you thought it was difficult, here's how you cheese it. It's like, you know, for those kinds of moments, alright, but for the purposes of challenge runs and stuff like that, you know, it's more fun to do it this way. You're just trying to find that little edge, you know, that little tiny bit to get you past where you need to be. And it's not like we really need all these items I'm yoinking from them, it's just for experience sake. Alright, yeah, we're definitely running low on items. This poison ain't helping. So rank 4 is the multi-hitter. That's gonna be a big deal when we get there. Right, come on. I guess it was inevitable that they'd hit a crit eventually, but still. Alright, it's getting dangerous though. So what I need is a crit here. So the next crit that we roll, I need to run and go for backstabs. Unfortunately, I just re-upped poison. Thank you very much. Gotta remember to actually pick up antidotes at some point. Because yeah, I definitely don't have any of those. So what we're gonna do? New plan then. This guy seems to be taking more damage. We're gonna go ahead and break him. Thank you. Please let me buy. Alright. This worked out very fortuitously, because bam! And we got a crit on top of that. Awesome. Alright, go for another sneak attack. Get another crit. What the hell is going on here? Huh, okay. Does Breach make you more susceptible to crits? Huh. Alright, so now we just go around sneak attacking this guy over and over. Take the long moves, because our moves cost a lot less than his. Yeah, seriously, we're getting crits like crazy here. Although this guy isn't even breached, so I'm not sure what just happened. Weird, weird, weird. Excellent. Okay. So, that character doesn't have a finisher, but we do need some way to get healed here. Crap. Alright, you know what? Actually, no, we do have a way to get healed. Because we got traps. Perfect. And of course, now poison fades away, but it's fine, because it would have been risky to approach her without that anyway. Done! Alright, so rank 3 whips, all the way up to 20 now. Get our Damask vest. Should be able to actually get Damask leggings now, I believe. Let me double check here. Yeah, the rogue can use these. Interestingly enough, they can't use Boulder, but they can use Damask. Turn that off for the time being, because it's annoying to listen to. Okay. Sorry, just thinking for a sec. So we, technically speaking, should grab one of these too. I already have something better than that. No strength gloves. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Pick up 2 of those, actually. Alright, then we're gonna need to pick up some more purified ores, probably about 6 of them if I were to guess. Go over to here, pick up some woots. And then figure out what we actually need to make those leggings into rune leggings. Right. So yeah, we just need woots in the original thing. That's perfectly doable. Let's pick up more ores. Okay, and I need another 2 woots, and I need another shield. Because I want to make that ward as well. Wait. Why the hell did I just do that? I don't need 2 leggings. I already have one of those. Alright, pick up another 2 of these. Yeah, mostly this is just going to be some better equipment for whenever we need it. We may never need it. We might already need it. Who knows? But for the time being, it should be pretty good. Alright, so now we upgrade to that next whip, that Cat o' Nine Tails. Still no elemental option yet. The earliest... I think the earliest whips, earliest elemental whips all pretty much come at the same time, because you got the Dark Whip, the Fire Whip, and you got the Light Whip. which the dark one's what we want to go for. And like I was saying earlier, the dark one there is just what you want to go for, because that also gives you bonus. So you're basically getting bonus damage on the weapon thing, plus on the finisher, plus basically scaling all the way up with your, well, with everything. It's just a perfect storm of everything going amazingly scaly. And in fact, probably should put Og Dark on there. Unfortunately, when it comes to actually training that thing up, it's a little bit of a thing. But let me double check where that whip book is. I believe it's in one of the temples there. Oh, crap. Bye, phone. Okay, so let's just go over these books here while I have them here, just to kind of show folks. So, first, Lausanne Fortress. I believe that's the one up here. Yeah. So, Lausanne Fortress is up here. That's the ice one. It's got the Cudgel book. It's got Thrown Weapons 2. And Codex of Jewelry. Cudgel won't really matter. That's the one that's an RNG drop, and then the other two are dropped by the boss in there. Kadriga, which is the Lightning Fortress here. It's going to be right over here. It's got a Hellman Chariot on the 4th floor, dropped by a Cleric, as well as Blade, Cudgel, and Whip, all dropped by the boss, so we're definitely going to be wanting to do that one. Gecko Fortress / Earth, I believe that's the one way over here. We haven't unlocked it yet, but we'll get to there. That one has a Dagger and Chariot on the 3rd descent. That doesn't matter too much. Bow and Armorcraft, which we already have what we would have wanted from Armorcraft. Actually, no, wait, I think we can make some elemental armors off. No, Armorcraft has the Scout set, I think. But we can get that as a drop anyway, so we might just skip that one. Nadam says the Air Fortress, so I don't know, where's that one at? I think that might be the one way over here. Yeah. So, for Nadamsa there... Where is it? I just lost my dang train of reading this thing. Huh. Weird. That wasn't even the next one. How the hell did I get to that? Alright, whatever. So yeah, oh wait, no, it is this one. So the Hanella Shrines, this one's air. So we got 4th, it's dropped by a female knight. It spawns at the very top of the map. Yeah, she does not like to spawn. This one, I love how the guide even mentions, like, oh, she was there the first time. She's weirdly rare. Anyway, and then Fists and Crossbows dropped by the boss. Realistically, would probably... I mean, if we're doing all bosses anyway, I guess we're going to have to go down there. But no, the Sword and Chariot's pretty useful. Gruza Shrine, so that's Gale Fortress, wherever the hell that one is. I think that was the one up here. Yeah. That one, it has the Shield and Chariot dropped by Hoplite, and then has Axe, Spear, and Hammer dropped by the boss, which we already have. Actually, no. No, I don't think we actually need Axe, Spear, and Hammer, weirdly enough. And then Katana dropped by the boss also. Hang on, let me double check real quick. Because I think we already have that. No, we just have the Spear and Enchilada. So these are going to be the best of the best, then. So Enchiridion is basically top tier, and then it has the more basic variants. So it would have, what was it called? Well, I mean, you can make the Trishul off it, I think, but there was something else. The Fire one and the Ice one, I believe, are in there. Either way, I'm not... Actually, the Fire one might not be a bad idea, because a Fire one-hander would be perfect, so yeah, I guess we will need that. And then for the Fire Fortress, there's the Fused Soul, Armor, and Shield. As well as Codex of Jewelry 3, but all of these are advised for 33+, because they've got different drops. So, that's always fun. But yeah, some of them are duplicate drops. Oh well. So as far as whips go, we'd have to go here. Alright, so back to training, I suppose. So yeah, the things to make that build that I was talking about possible, unfortunately, a lot of them are kind of weird to pull off. So you need to get a bunch of Ogdark. So needed the Dark Choker, which you get from that fortress up to the top left. So you need the Dark Choker to get your ton of... It's one of the few items that gives you a background scaling bonus. Like I think it's like 20% extra bonus damage to any particular element. So for example, you get the Dark Choker, you get your 20% extra damage, plus you're getting another about 15 or so off of the 3 ranks in Ogdark it gives you. Plus you're getting another Ogdark off the whip. Plus you're getting... hang on, is there a healer here? Sure is. But yeah, so yeah, you're basically getting, what's it, like 40% extra damage just off the bat, plus 40% from the Og elements. Give or take. It's like 36%, but whatever. It's easier to say 40. So yeah, you're getting a crap load of extra damage off of it, plus it's a massive AoE. So if you get Strengthen, plus you manage to use the whip there, plus you manage to get everybody on the massive AoE, which is very possible in some of the bigger maps, because you get a bunch of melee enemies and they all come up and you're hitting them all for like 300 to 400 at the same time. And it's like, oh wait, all my problems just disappeared. So you can potentially one-shot half the map with that. But it's situational, it's kind of difficult to use at times. It is what it is. In this case, I think it's going to be pretty handy. Just because we're with this buck fight, it would be very good to give them, you know, fall strike and stuff like that. We'll see how it works out. Let's go and speed this up a little bit. Right, I forgot to pick up healing items because I'm a dum-dum. So we're just gonna go ahead and speed through this. So I need the Wizard gone, he's doing the most damage. I need Fencer gone secondarily. I think we might have already just lost it. Yeah, that's a loss. Actually, no, wait. No, it doesn't have to be. Take this, go ahead and throw this down here. There we go. Big brain moves! You can pull some serious shenanigans off with this stuff. I love it. This is why I love the system. That's also why I love XCOM 2. It's like, it's just, here's the system, like, here's all these weird skills, figure out some cool ways to use them. And actually, so, I was going on earlier, by the way. Of those who are still here, I don't know if any of you guys happen to be, like, either XCOM 2 or Long War fans. Just out of curiosity. Come on, block him. I really don't like using up all these really good traps. But yeah, anyway, somebody combined War of the Chosen and Long War, and surprisingly, it's better than both. Like, I honestly expected it to be a little bit dicey or something like that, but no, it's shockingly good. It somehow took all of the iffy crap about Long War 2, like, made it run a hell of a lot better because, you know, it's War of the Chosen and all that. But then it also took a lot of the kind of repetitive stuff out of War of the Chosen and then fixed it. So you're more or less getting a different route every time. All right, let's go ahead and put one more trap down. So sorry, Priestess Traps. You're such a good item. Alright. And that should be, as long as they stop getting crits, all we need. Right, so we just need a sneak attack here. we can make it past this and get to the point where we got a rank 4, then we shouldn't have this problem again. Oh, crap. Alright, so far so good. Unfortunately, we're out of healing traps entirely. But we can one-shot her, so that's something. Right, pick up card, get MP. How are our skills looking? Decent way of the way to rank 4, but not quite there yet. So might as well just go pick up these items, then we'll just go ahead and see if we can maybe grind using this cleric. Pretty unlikely. But I guess we'll find out. Alright, this is actually fine. Because they're getting enough to get a heal to every turn. And yeah, Whip Rogue is fast enough that we're actually even double turning a cleric, which just never happens. Perfect. Got a perfectly safe approach here. Now, if only I could set it on AI to just do this endlessly. So, what did you spend your afternoon doing today? Oh, you know, just sat here slapping around a priest with a whip. What else? You know, what else would you do? All right, I gotta give him a turn to recover, though. No, take an actual turn to recover, please. Thank you. So this isn't actually a very fast way to do it. So yeah, this is going to be faster if I just keep ending my turn over and over. Or not. Never mind. I'm going to keep going for all these other abilities. But yeah, as soon as we get to rank 4, I'm gonna call it good there for that one. And then what I want to do is set up a fight with a bunch of, like, lizards or something or other. So at least we've got this one. So this is basically a damage scaling move that, well, as you can see, can finish off near anything. As long as we have a damage scaling move of some description, we're good. Now, Constrictor is lightning, so we're going to go ahead and slap on Aug Lightning for the time being to get that little bit of extra damage off it. Go back for another fight, and what we ideally want is a couple lizards and a cleric again. So I see a couple lizards, I see a cleric. Alright, let's get these archers and spellcasters going. Don't remember if I saved. Hopefully I did. Okay, bind definitely puts a damper on things. 166, 174, but yeah, you can actually snipe with that, which is pretty unusual. Unfortunately, I forgot to pick up healing items, so if I didn't actually save it, then we're very well screwed here. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot to buy healing like a derpus. And unfortunately we're bound at the moment, so I can't really speed around this either. I suppose what I could do is try to charm the healer. As soon as bind wears off. Alright, I gotta be right back though. Just one sec. Whew, man, that was one stinky diaper. Okay. Let's go over here. So, got a plan. It's very sneaky and a very good plan. So first of all, if this works, it's going to be a miracle. Second of all, booby trap right there. Go for the charm that so far has not worked. Anyway, go for the shackle right here. Now I need this to block. Good. Right. Now explode and get charmed. Their healer can't do very much right now. Block it. Good. Alright. Progress being made so far. They can't do anything. They're going to get there. Okay, even better. Now this has worked out way more perfectly than I ever could have expected. Please don't... Okay. So. Okay. Even better. Okay, so here's what we do. Take a booby trap right here. For... where is it? We can... Okay, so we've got a few other beneficial ones. So we've got Ivory Tower right here. Basically, that'll grant immunity to melee attacks until next turn. We've got Apostate, which will get rid of one magic attack, and then we've got one that'll... one over here for haste. So what we're going to do is for the first turn here, we're going to put this out. Put it right there. Can't believe this plan actually worked, but okay. Go over here. Get our Ivory Tower. Going to finish off their healer. Next danger is going to be their archer. So I need those archers gone. Basically, as long as I have this card, so strength cards, yeah, they can just... Okay, that was close. They can just do this. Like, as long as this guy stays doing stuff, we're on to something here. Okay, so what can we do? I can put down another card for Ivory Tower over here, which will, again, give me immunity to everything but her. Go over there. Now, what can I do here? Unfortunately, that turns off Shackle. The ability to Shackle, in this case. Okay. If this crits, this is still winnable. It did not crit. So she's probably just going to finish me off with a Halo or something like that. If she goes for a melee or just misses, that's the only way we can win this now. Nope. Alright, that's it. Well, I mean, it was worth a shot. It had a possibility to work. It's the You Suck song! Alright. Now, let's go remember to actually buy healing items. Yes! You think so, Mr. Mans? Huh? Alrighty then. Oh man, that is still stinking. Yeah, you really gotta let that stuff vent out there, dude. Whew. Yeah, I think anyone who's got toddlers that really appreciate eating fruit, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about right now. It's hot dang. That is some stank. Oh, it's just plain ripe. It gets right in there and throttles your nostrils. Yeah, I'm going shopping. Gah! Alright. There, I did a buying, okay? Thank you, Capitalist Bob. Alright. I can't say anything. Friggin' buy stuff all the time and work retail. Alright, we got a healer on this map. Nope. Y'all are screwed then. Alright, well, Let's go for the casters first. They're the rogue's worst enemy. Hopefully rebuild our stock of cards. Like, once we go for the full level 50 grind, I think we'll build up enough cards that it won't be as much of a problem. Like, maybe we can get at least a dozen of each. But, you know, for the time being, it's a little dicey as far as spending those goes. Is it possible to craft better healing items? No, there's 3. There's 3 good ones. Or 3 main healing items, rather. And then a few that kind of depend. Like, you've got one that's percentage heal of your health and mana, like it was before. Your 3 main healing items are basically what they were from the whole rest of the series. Well, with a couple changes. So your healing leaf is always 50, healing seed is 150, and then healing salve is 50% of your health. So salve is going to be the best, but we can just go ahead and buy them. You don't have to craft all that crap. Like the whole thing where you had to craft the good salves in the main game. God, that made the solo run of this. Like, I honestly have not even wanted to go and finish the commentary for it, because I just don't even want to watch it, is how long it took. It's... oh, god dang. That mess is so tedious. Don't get me wrong, I love the game, I still play the original, but sweet Jesus, slap whoever came up with that. It's like, items are the best and most optimal thing, it's too bad it takes you 3 hours to craft like 5. Meanwhile, deflect only reaches rank 3. Alright, Wheel of Fortune, good. More avoidance. More avoidance is just the key to everything. Though we are getting to the point of almost having max avoidance in all situations. Especially as a rogue here. Alright, poison may finish him and may not. So rob him and whip him just to be sure. Yeah, that was a little pointless. It's fine. Yeah, I can show you the medical crafties after this. Ooh, we got diamond dust. Sweet. Was about to make a Legend of Dragoon reference, but I don't think anybody would even remember that ability. Love how that game was so cool despite having such cringy voice acting. Diamond Dust was definitely one of those up there. Alright. Here it is. Herbalism, so yeah, you have your basic 3, you can still upgrade the older ones if you want. Like, can just make a mend leaf out of stuff I found lying around. Yay! I mean, if you want to do like a, you know, OSP run or something like that, you can... this stuff's useful. Panacea, which I don't think you can buy. I think one of these you can't buy, but that was mostly just due to like item limitations and things like that. You can make salvation gems with a sacrifice brand and life gem, because you're basically sacrificing yourself for another unit. Yeah. Like, you can make some of them like the anti-venom instead of anti-poison, which, speaking of, let me buy some friggin' anti-poison, because that has been screwing me over for way too long. Or no, wait, you don't even have to craft that anymore. I think they're just there if you want them, because most of that stuff, aside from the better gem, you can just kind of already get. Ooh. Jewelry 2 came out, I didn't even realize. Anything I want to craft out of Jewelry 2? Because I think a Void Ring 2... does this have Void Ring? No, it might be Jewelry 3 and 4 that have the Void Ring. There's a ring that you can get that basically lowers your weight. Alright, rank 4 whips already. We're getting there. Oh, crap, Rogue's got... okay, Rogue's got Field Elk 2, actually. That's... yeah, definitely sticking Rogue for a while. I forgot about that. I think that... actually, no, I think that was only added a couple of patches ago. That gives me some of them fancy items that I couldn't use before. Oh, yeah? How's that? You think so, Mr. Mans? You woke up from your hibernation over there? Yeah, same old whip and yoink, which sounds like a sex thing, but it's really just more of a burglary thing. More larceny, less kinky. Let's put it that way. Oh yeah, you need more of those things. Yeah. Okay. All right, Mr. Man. Well done. Okay, chill. I'm getting him. One moment. Alright, so we'll give Major Direct a bit of a go here. Not for any particular reason, I just needed to go this way later anyway. Keep dodging everything! First off, what kind of fairy are you? Alright, they've got heals, so once that fairy's gone, we're basically good here. Also, when it comes to the blue dragons here, or the crystal ones, you don't actually have to beat them. They count as completely neutral. I think it's actually just the one for this fight. I forget which one has, like, 2 or 3. Crap, alright. Yeah, we're probably already dead. It was like, what, 3 or 4 that rolled in a row? And low rolls happen, and it's annoying. Oh, they're coming in with their second ones now. That could be a problem. So I'm not really sure why I was so slow there, but whatever. That's fine. We gotta come back with a different setup anyway. We want to get up to about 25 or so. We want to get up to rank 8. Is this the spawn that we want? We've got one lizard, we've got one healer. It'll work. We can get up to rank 8 here. We got the healing to do it. All we need is to slap around some dudes. Part of the problem with whips also is just their accuracy. It's a little dicey. Could definitely be better. But, you know, given the kinds of awesome stuff that they get, it's fair enough. Actually, accuracy is kind of the sword thing. What's up, kiddo? Alright. Perfect. Stole my item back. Can we constrict you? Yeah, but it's not necessarily the best option. Yeah, we'll just go for another sneak. Actually, no, we won't. Because I don't need to be sneaking that guy at all. Okay, so. Who do we want to go for? We technically speaking only need one of the healers. So we'll just go ahead and make that happen. Alright, there we go. It's one gone. Now we should be able to do the rest, do the same thing to the archers. I'll probably take a couple healing turns here. You can only imagine how long this took in the original. Trying to do stuff like this while their archer animations took like forever and a day to actually fire. That's one of those little changes that I feel are kind of overlooked in many cases whenever looking at this one. It's like, oh, you know, I remember all this stuff being as good in the original, and then you go back to the original. It's like, why do the archers fire so slow? Who thought this was okay? Which is funny, because then you compare their fire rates to something like Knight of Lotus, and for all the crap that the KOL gets for being slow, it's about the same. Morning, Mr. Cow. How's it going? Currently, we're over here whipping priests. Alright, let's just go ahead and do this. Alright, get another sneak, and that should sort her out. There we go. Done and done. Would have preferred if that was a crit, because yeah, it's a loyalty card, but now that I know that their charm isn't as broken as I thought, would be a good thing to have. Bummer. It's 42%. What can you do? Sneak attack, and then we're done here. Well, that is to say, done with the bad part of it anyway. Alright, so if all goes well, we should have all the materials that we need to get up to rank 8 now. So what we can do is sit around and just 1v1 this guy, basically. And what I want to do is get into this little corner over here, which gives a perfect little little hidey spot. So we got 42 healing seeds, we've got 9 more anti-venoms. There's very little he's going to be able to do. Not to mention we can't really finish him off too well. So there we go, we're at rank 5 already. And we can attack like crazy here, because yeah, he can easily out-heal anything that we're doing. And since he's got permanent false strike, he can almost never hit us. Plus, he's basically got... in order to hit, he has to get past the parry, so that's 50% parry. Plus, he's only got a 25% chance to hit in the first place. Upgrade skills are so fast. Yeah, it's nice. It's actually a reasonable rate. Like, before they were literally trying to be an MMO for some reason, despite being a single-player game. Like, if you're not doing it solo, I mean, this usually your characters are about rank 3 to 4 by the time you reach the end of the game, and then by the time you finish off Coda, you're probably reaching max rank, whereas in the original game, like, you'd be reaching 4 or 5 by the end of the frickin' game, and it sucked. Unless you grinded a whole bunch, in which case you'd probably get rank 8 way earlier on. But I think damage has some minor effect on how much of experience you're getting and stuff like that, because, I mean, all the time I would end up seeing Canopus get maxed out, while everybody else was at 3 or 4, so I'm not really sure what that's about. Now, my theory on it is that maybe after a certain point you get to where, like, let's say you've got, in the vanilla game, you're running, like, Anatomy plus Whips plus Ogdark if you're running the Grimalkin, right? And then you max out Anatomy, and then you max out Dark, and then it's, like, just all dumping into Whips or something. I think it's just one shared XP pool, but just, I don't know, theory. Alright, halfway through rank 5 already. Steel's at rank 3. So we actually have a reasonable chance to pick up the Reaper Ring while we're doing the other stuff later. Reaper Ring you need at least rank 5 Steel to get. No, I don't know how they expected anyone to get that in vanilla, ever. I'm pretty sure anyone who read that guide was probably pretty pissed off, because I tried. I tried to get it up to rank 5 in vanilla, and by the time that I got halfway through rank 1, I was like, screw it, I don't care how good this thing is, I'm done. Just no. You can't convince me that this is ever going to be worth it. And its whole thing is like, hey, here's this skill that the rogue can just automatically do, and oh my goodness, one moment. Alright. Back to it. The only downside is, yeah, music gets all wonky when you speed it up. Why has it gotta be like that? What do you think of it? You know what? I wonder if the original, I wonder if the AI just kind of aiming while it always had 0% was actually a mercy feature, or if they were trying to tell you that you still get experience for taking a 0% shot. Come to think of it, actually, another thing that I probably should test at some point is whether whether Vice gets any experience for that 0% punch he takes at the very start of the game. And yeah, if anybody didn't know, if you actually end up going and if you use a console, well, not really console commands, but if you use cheats to give yourself infinite turns and actually kill them all off before they do anything, you can actually win the fight. And all that happens is you're just stuck in a world that does not exist. You just permanently live in the swamp, because apparently that's where you actually start the game. Also, yeah, how many times is this guy getting poisoned through? Yes, I know I should have picked up poison immunity, but how many times is he gonna get it through? Like, miracles are miracles, but alright, almost at rank 6. That's gonna give us flagellation. Stop getting your hits through, man! I'm just testing real quick that... Yeah, okay, that is giving us about 2% experience per each failed attempt. Hello there, Dolgois. How's everything going? So far we are over here whipping a lizard repeatedly. Currently just got up to rank 6, we're getting that up to rank 8, because it turns out the rogue is actually a lot better for this run than I originally expected. So giving that a little bit of a try out here. Should have just enough materials to be able to pull this off. Also getting steel up to rank 5 while we're at it. While technically speaking the Reaver Ring isn't something that I need as of yet, it could potentially be useful down the line because it's got Stop Ward. How far are you in the quest? Right now, as far as the main plot goes, we are just before the Northern Invasion. So basically, I'm trying to save Azelston for the second time. We've done the first part of the Northern... Well, actually, come to think of it, we've done the initial Northern Invasion, and then it's Heim that's left after that. So we've done Barnesia. So basically after that we've got... Oh, let's see. I've been very interested in finding a way to play this game. Don't have a PSP. I'm not sure the Vita is worth the price for just one game. The Vita, dude, the Vita's awesome. It may not, like, it may on paper not have a lot of games of its own, but as far as emulation stuff goes, holy crap is it good. I mean, if nothing else, PSPs are pretty cheap to get a hold of. Hell, there's a lot of people that go and just sell them for junk parts on eBay and stuff like that you can buy for like $5-10 or whatever else. They're like, oh, you know, just be PSP parts, and you just slap that crap back together, and it was something like it got humid, like, they stuck it on top of a humidifier one day, or in one case I saw a guy that dropped his into a pool, and for some reason they got to the thought process of, okay, let me open it up and let it dry out, and then apparently the thought of, hey, it takes more than an hour to do that, never really crossed their mind. So I ended up getting the thing for basically free, and it was just a pile of parts, and I slapped it back together, and actually that's the one I still use to this day. But yeah, Vita's pretty awesome. They've unfortunately spiked in price, so you gotta catch somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, really. Like, ever since they got cracked a couple years ago, they're, you know, they're a bit more expensive to get a hold of, but as far as emulation, like portable emulation devices go, they're really solid. I would recommend one of the early chunky models, though, because they're definitely built better than the Slims. I have a Slim myself. I've had to replace the analog sticks on it a couple times, and then I realized you can actually just open up the analog sticks and clean them off, so I've been doing that ever since. But, generally speaking, it's not... the earlier ones are just built better. There's no PSP emulator, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what games you want for it, I guess. Personally, I don't play too many Vita games on my Vita, and most of the ones that I do I have on PC also. It's so good at being a portable emulator. Are you playing with a PSP and a capture card? No. I'm playing this on PPSSPP. It is an emulator on practically everything at this point. Currently sped up, just because I'm doing kind of a grindy section here. Because normally you wouldn't be doing this. You wouldn't be trying to max out like a 6th or 7th weapon skill in a row. But you know what? I really, really want to get my whip nuke. So that's what we're doing. But yeah, PPSSPP is... it's really good. It's a really solid emulator. You're seeing a lot of stuff. A lot of folks can use it on Android without problems. I will say this game in particular does have problems with Android sometimes. It seems like mileage will vary. It's just some of its effects. Like, for example, this rain effect. I'll show it in a second, but this like overhead map effect, if you try to use this, it'll sometimes get a little bit wonky. But it mostly just slows down. My old laptop used to have that too. So I think it's just more a RAM thing than anything else. But yeah, easily original hardware is usually the way to go in it. The reason that I normally recommend a PS Vita, by the way, if you're able to find one for cheap anyway, like I found mine for free. Because there was a guy that was selling it for, and this may seem weird off the bat here, but he was selling it for $40 with a couple games. And so I basically just sold the games for as much as I got it for. He thought it was completely busted, because it has this thing that the Slims have sometimes, where the basically your left or right sticks will just suddenly feel like they're going to the right permanently. And so all you got to do is just open it up and kind of clean them off with some rubbing alcohol, and you're basically good to go. And if it ever comes back, there's actually there's mods for it at this point that you can just set the sensitivity to 1%, and they'll work like normal. It just won't have that drifting issue, because apparently others were having it for the same thing, and it's just some kind of internal value issue, I guess. I don't know. Either way, I haven't really had that issue, except for very rarely when after adjusting it. As far as other PS Vita games go, XCOM on the Vita is, I mean, it's good. It's still XCOM. It's got like 90% of everything that the original did. I think it's missing one of the ballistic costumes and a couple of the DLCs that realistically no one ever played. Like, just the DLC missions. You still get the stuff from them. It's just like the Kickstarter pack or whatever it was called. The one where you get the free psychic and the free heavy. You don't get those. You don't get the early battleship, but it's still the same game. It's just got a weird bug in it. It basically has this bug where you can occasionally get trapped in the terrain if you're using an item of any description, so usually that's grenades, but pretty much anything can get you potentially stuck in there. It's an annoying bug. Honestly, I would say it's definitely the weakest version of that new version of XCOM, but you know, with some mods you can get it sped up to the point where it basically plays like the PS3 version, so that's usually nice on the go. Darkest Dungeon is nice because you have it on the go, but at the same time, God, it's really hard to read. It's really hard to read on that screen. Probably my favorite way to play Binding of Isaac on there. Salt and Sanctuary is awesome. I have both versions of that, though. Like, literally everything that I have on there, I've also got on PC, I think. With the exception of Civ Revolutions 2, which is... it's okay. It's exactly okay. I don't think they ever did a balancing pass on that one. Like, they have civilizations that will literally never attack barbarians for some reason. So you'll see you'll be friggin' 100 rounds into a game or something, and you'll encounter a new civilization, and they're like, "Hey guys, how's it going? I've never expanded past 2 tiles because there's a little I'm on a peninsula, and there's a 1-tile thing that lets you pass, and there's a guy on it. I just never wanted to bother those cave people." So they're just sitting there all game doing nothing. It's kind of great. But yeah, overall, I mean, it's not bad or anything. It's not the best, but it's definitely not bad. Certainly the weaker of the Civ games, but oh well. Oh well. You know what? It's still a pretty good Civ game on the go. Like, if you've got a DS, the original DS version's probably better, but like the AI is far better, but I mean, at least it looks pretty. What else? What else do I have on that thing? I mean, it plays pretty much any PS1 thing. Like, at the moment, I think I have both the, let's see. I have the entire Ogre Battle series, plus their remix, plus their mods, plus XCOM, plus the PS1 XCOMs. plus FFT, plus the Cerebral mod, plus Legend of Mana, pretty much the entire Mana series, actually, which I'll get to at some point. What else? Pretty much every SNES or Genesis game I've ever played, every GBA and GB game I've ever played, plus their mods. Like, there's just so much you can put on there. It's just that compared with a PSP, it does the job better. So the main thing that the PSP kept having issues with when it came to emulation and stuff like that was anything on the SNES or anything N64-wise wouldn't run on it. Actually, no. Scratch that. It's not that it wouldn't run on it, it's just that it had a little asterisk to it every time. So if you had the SNES ones, sure, they ran, but you couldn't turn it off. If you had the, if you were trying to run something with N64, there's a decent chance it wouldn't run, or it would just run slow as hell. Recently, there's been some decent strides on getting that onto the Vita. As in, the same stuff works on the Vita, it's a little bit more compatible on it, but in terms of getting the actual hardware to be a bit more compatible, it's been making some strides anyway. But it's just they tend to have a lot more space on them. They tend to just do most things better. It's a very nice device, is what I'm trying to get at. And if you're playing PSP stuff in particular, it just looks so pretty on a Vita. They basically have a bunch of extra visual effects that they slap on there, and yeah, just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. All right. So we're at 275 TP. We're about to rank this thing up. This is gonna be fun. So I'm curious. Does anyone here? Here remember the Whip Nuke? Has anyone seen that 1 vs 21 Lord video? I must know. This is gonna be pretty fun if no one's seen it. Nope. Okay. All right, so rank 8 for a whip. What do you think it looks like? It's like the ultimate finisher for the whip. Like, the absolute mastery of all things swinging a belt around related. Because we're just basically going friggin' abusive dad mode here on this guy. What do you think it looks like? Does it just look like some kind of big, flashy, stingy thing? Does it look like, you know, never used whips yet? Okay, so in the mod, the whip's whole role is it inflicts false strike. So you basically just completely ruin their melee accuracy, and it's essentially a two-handed weapon that a lot of lighter classes can use. So, for example, right here, basically, it's essentially a two-handed weapon I can use on a rogue for potentially redonkulous amounts of damage. But you know, we haven't shown that just yet. Stuff's about to get impressive, though. But what do you think it would be called if you were to guess? And if somebody knows, don't spoil it. But if you were to think of what the final move for a whip might be called, and this, the only hint I'm going to give is if anybody's played Phantasy Star 4, I ultimately named the build that I was using on the Whip Nuke the Zeo, but changed my mind if Whip is OP. It's not necessarily OP. It's interestingly strong in certain situations. Like, the ability to attack diagonally, really good. Oh, whoops. Well, I mean, I suppose that's fitting. We maxed it out, accidentally critting a guy. But if your guess was Armageddon... But there we go. It's basically a 8-tile... Is it 8 or 9-tile? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, it's a 12-tile hit move that scales with Dark. So you can basically, you can augment it, it scales Dark and scales damage. So it's potentially one of the most OP finishers in the game, it's just, yeah, it's a little bit difficult to bring to bear. So comparatively speaking, you know, the whip is only weight 4, whereas the friggin' two-hander of the same kind is weight 12. So you're getting that, you're still getting a ton of potential damage, you're getting accuracy debuffs on people. But it's one of these ones that's such a heavy thing to use that it's either you finish off the entire group with it, Like, if you've got the TP to use it, you're finishing off, like, 4 or 5 dudes at once, or you're screwed. Like, you need to be able to use it as a breakout move. So let's go ahead and test it. Let's go see how we do with this pirate man. So now that we've gone back, we're at 23. We're not running that massive advantage anymore. Hey! Hey! Why are you being mean to your brother? No, they're not straws. He's having those little Pop-Tarty dealies. Because we're supposed to get rid of those. Alright. So, bear in mind, this is not the run that this is not the attempt I expect to succeed. But this is just more of a let's see what happens kind of situation. So bear in mind that was unstrengthened. That was without any breaches or anything else. Like, if you have a support caster that's going around throwing breach on everybody, and you can get this breach on a big old group of people. Like, you take extend, you put it on a caster, you put breach on an entire group, then you throw the guy with the whip into the center. You just have him sitting there countering everybody, you know, just having them get into a big old mosh pit around him. Then you just throw out that move after putting a strengthen on them, and then just like, pew, just gone. I just noticed he changed Denim Sprite? Yeah, I change it pretty regularly. I can change it to whatever. Alright, let's get the Levitate card here. See if it lets me change my location at all. Okay, no, that didn't help too much, so we're just gonna go here. Yeah, this is why I hate the map design of this level. So much of the DLC maps were like, yeah, they're all gonna be using archers. Let's design it to really favor archers. Like, no, though. Let's maybe not. Yeah, getting your melee guys to bear for this fight sucks. Not to mention, it doesn't really make sense. The first time you come through, you enter through the port. This time, they're the ones entering through the port, and you're just coming in from the inner city for some reason. And this douchebag just won't move. Awesome. Alright, come on. Alright, fine, we'll move here. I think we're just gonna have to speed star our way down whenever we finally do this. Let's see, 5 to 6 units die by the Armageddon. Hang on, I have the video of it. Yeah, I don't think we're even going to be able to get remotely close by the time he's dead. This is just one of those times that I wish I had that flight ring. Why would you design it like this? For that matter, why can't I move here? Oh, it's just screw it. Alright. Back to it. Alright, so skill-wise, first of all. Snake attack, probably going to be handy. Steel, booby trap, yeah. I need Speed Star. That's going to be necessary. Scout set would be ideal here, but I can't really get a hold of it right now. See, yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with that one, because so these are the DLC maps. This wasn't originally part of the game or anything. I'm gonna go grab one more level here, just kind of for the hell of it. But yeah, they were not supposed to be part of it in the first place. Hang on, somehow I keep typing the wrong thing because some annoying thing keeps coming up on my computer. Get rid of that bracket, not the... Funny part is when I'm Googling this, it automatically knows, like, hey, you did a one vision thing, time to pull up the couch potato thing. It's like, okay, that's all well and flattering. But, and here's an idea, could I maybe get the video I'm looking for? There it is. Found it. Holy crap, 903 views? Where'd that come from? People must have gotten confused and looked at the wrong thing, because I can barely even find it. Here we go. Actually, come to think of it, I might be able to show off some of that right now. Nah, we don't have strength up right now. Oh yeah, we're weakened. That's, yeah, that'll do the trick. Can almost do that, can almost do that. Yeah, if we had strength up, that'd be a different story. Stop melting. Alright. Yeah, let's put a plume on. Put a speed star on. And then hope that maybe, just maybe, now we're dead. Whatever. Hold on just a sec. Okay. I feel like we should maybe change this. Well, actually, no. We're still dressing for the job we want, right? Alright, once we get to 25, we can probably switch over to one-handers again. But yeah, so it's a whole lot of setup to make the whip nuke happen. But if you can pull it off, it's hilarious. Yeah, literally the only downside is just it takes a hot minute to set up. Rest of the game, it's situationally, like for that exact situation, maybe. I would say probably the most cost-effective and power-effective thing is probably Grand Cross. As far as a defensive move with the best potential, probably going to be Bad Blood. So two-handers probably have the best, like consistent power. So even at the speed, the music sounds good. All right, cool. Usually it sounds all chippy and choppy, so yeah, that's a plus. But yeah, no. Dang it. All right, well, that didn't work out too hot. That's fine. That's fine. So, all we need at this point is that bonus damage. So, the reason I was using whips in the first place was strictly for that 18% bonus damage, so we're going to go back to that for the time being. Gonna put on shield, gonna put on all that avoidance, gonna put on all this crit rate. Gonna put one-handers back on. Because, yeah, one-handers, so the one I was talking about here is Bad Blood. So basically, damage scaling, whether you need accuracy or damage scaling depends on your situation. Like, say you have a guy that you've just countered, you need to get them finished off right now, you've just got, like, 101 TP, that'll do better in that situation. It's quicker to deploy, it's, you're doing better there. When it comes to the damage scaling ones, those are the ones that you want to get like TP plus and get your bar all the way up there, and those are the highest single damage thing, which this does single damage plus Envenom. So really handy while still retaining the ability to have a shield. Ruination does the same thing for spears while also giving you a little bit more avoidance, but you don't get that Envenom. So, I mean, it's just kind of up to whatever you feel works better in that particular situation. Is there any triple finisher? So I could be wrong on this, but I believe all triple finishers were removed just because of their weirdness. You can make a similar effect happen. Like, for example, you can get Instill on a double weapon user and basically... Hang on, how was it? You get double cursed single target weapons, or single arm weapons, and then you put an Instill on there, and then you're essentially hitting somebody 6 times in one attack. But yeah, generally speaking, no. Most of, if not all of the triple finishers were removed because, well, they were simply broken. It's nothing could really survive them. And that's why I was abusing the hell out of Spiral Scourge through the vanilla solo run. And just pretty much every fight boiled down to get to 100 TP, laugh as everything melts. Even both versions of the last boss were just one shot. It didn't even matter. It wasn't even close. Yeah, one shot that guy, and this is what swords are best for. It's like you get a crit with it, or you get all that bonus damage. It's going to do a hell of a lot better. Alright, so he's poisoned. Healer won't be able to reach him on time if they even have one. By the looks of the numbers, I don't think they actually have one. Oh my goodness, they just keep critting over and over and over. Stop doing that. Stop burning me, I'm just trying to friggin' go on a murder spree. Right. 40%. Not guaranteed. Please stop making it that way. There's my speed. My speed! I needed that! But yeah, I actually did another one a while ago. Another video like that. The build actually would have changed by this point, but it was with the Knight Commander. It was a solo 1 versus 20. Basically the same map, same general idea. But the funny part was that, yeah, with double cursed weapons, you could absolutely ravage things. It's like right here. If I wanted to, that would be a stronger move to throw out there. But these guys are pretty heavily armored, so if I throw one of these, it's probably going to help out more in the long run. I can go this way. He's not going to have a chance to not going to have a chance to take an optimal tile. And there we go. He's probably going to get finished off by that debuff. And start working on this one. I probably should have taken the backstab there, but it's fine. It's not actually a backstab. I mean, it is a backstab, but it's not called a backstab. You know what I mean. You know what? You know what I'm trying to get out of here. Alright. Dead. Also, part of the reason that I'm getting so much damage off this is because I have Og Water on. It seems like that wouldn't be 5%, but yeah. The numbers in this game are deceptive. So your 5% more than likely means a hell of a lot more once everything's taken into consideration. Alright. I mean, one could argue that Envenom is like a 17-part finisher. Or that Bad Blood is a 17-part finisher. Alright, we'll take Speedstar off for the time being, put Steel back on. Just because it's so very close. And despite all of my going on and on and on about how good shields are, we're actually going to go and probably ditch the shield. We'll see. If nothing else, it's at least one more level that we're getting. Now, truth be told, most of the bastard swords aren't necessarily my cup of tea. But they can be useful. Actually, one finisher that I've that I was kind of hoping would get introduced at some point, but probably would be a little bit overpowered. The Whip's probably the closest version of that. Would just be something that's like an 8-tile AoE, just like a big old tornado move. That would potentially be able to. Uh-oh. They'll potentially be able to wipe a whole lot of things, but, you know, would have really piddly damage, probably accuracy scaled or something. And yeah, I need to get this guy gone. Probably should have put the ward on instead of the shield. Can you make problem go bye-bye? Almost. Actually, I probably... Here, no. What we're gonna do, we're gonna take the Mending Seed. Do you think it's possible to do one-man Palace of the Dead? It's part of this run. I don't know how possible it'll be, but you know what? There's a lot of options, and I'm gonna try to figure it out. I think it can be done. Like I said at the very start of this run, I don't really know how theoretically possible all of it is, but I have a feeling it can be done. Alright. Yeah, it's gonna be a thing. And dead. Oh, really? Of course, then the the super likely one ends up missing, and then the really unlikely one ends up landing just fine. Yeah, we can do that one, though. I just got unlucky with them spawning with a summoner. It's not terribly likely, but I want to get 25 because that's where the Earth Ogre sword is. Like right now, we're kind of at a bit of an awkward spot of the run because what we're trying to transition to here is elemental things and having more class options to work with. Like, as far as long-range options, and as far as having a way to completely ignore finishers, that is mostly the domain of a couple classes, namely the Swordmaster, the Lord. Well, I guess not actually a couple by technicality in this case. A small handful of classes. So the Swordmaster can get Mind's Eye. The Lord can actually get it as a transfer. The Buccaneer can learn Evade. So all of these are just going to be stuff that ends up being pretty handy. I'm going to go ahead and move this guy out of the way. Drop his stuff over there. Let's see. Let's go ahead and drop that right there. Ah, you sneaky, sneaky bastards. Alright, fine. The weird part is that, yeah, they technically shouldn't see the shield, so I'm not sure why they do that. Just sometimes they'll pick a random direction and be like, yep, that looks like a fun place to run. I'm gonna go there now. Right. He's dealt with for a while. Oh my goodness, that is cold, child. What are you doing? Oh, dude, why are your hands so cold? Jeez. So, okay, I should probably explain. My kiddo's over here running around, right? Comes over here. I don't know why his hand's like a friggin' popsicle. He just comes over, like, just like sticks his hand in my pocket, and just, yeah, that crap was cold. Alright, let's see. Do I have any of the healing ones? No, but I should have one of, yeah, Ivory Tower. Pop that sucker right there. Again, I know I'm burning through a lot of very useful cards in a very short amount of time here. But we will be getting more of those later. Yeah, those Hermit cards are pretty awesome. I think the main reason that it gives Shackle is because it uses... There we go. Is mostly because the Shackle animation in this looks so much like the Hermit animation in March of the Black Queen. So many of the things are very, very, very clear references to that. Actually, a lot of the staffs are actually named after their elemental town equivalent in MOTBQ. If you've ever wondered where their weird names came from. And more than likely, those were probably some mythological thing before that. So there we go, rank 5. We can now get the Reaver Ring if we want it. It's not a bad idea at this point, actually. As much as getting to that actual... Well, getting to that location's an absolute nightmare. I need at least 99 Mending Seeds. That's not even a question. I could probably Whip Nuke my way to there. Because I need... what I would need is some class that can passively heal itself. Maybe if I run Heavy Spears and Fencer. Run that all the way down there. Yeah, that might be an option. Because then I'm not wasting as many items. Especially if I run a sword and board, actually. Then I can have a hell of a lot extra health. Not that that would necessarily help now that I think about it. Because it's not percentage-based, it's... yeah. Oh yeah, you brought wipes? Good job, Mr. Man. Good job. Yeah. Alright, let's get sneak attack on here. Okay, we can 155 that guy, or we should be able to finish this one. Almost, anyway. Yeah, it's one of these runs where there's so many mechanics flying around that I'd feel like an absolute spaz trying to explain it all. Like right now, the fact that we're specifically set up to scale bonus damage really well, using a skill that avoids armor. Oh yeah? Why do you need that? No, that's my Vita. You don't need to eat that. Give me that. Thank you. I'm trying to eat my fancy device. Alright, and I think from here we should be solid unless they start throwing out finishers. Yeah, I can use one more for safety. It's just, yeah, at this higher level, you stop making a profit off these fights. And that's part of the balance of this game. Like, in the original, you had the kind of infinite cash option, where by the end game you could just spend forever in a day crafting orbs and you just have infinite money. And ultimately, I just stopped doing that in the vanilla run because it just sucked. It just sucked to do. There's grinding and then there's that crap. And normally your best option is actually just recruiting people. But even your end-game gear is worth less than your early-game gear. Just because, you know, reasons. There we go. It's like, yes, it's better, but I kind of feel like the mask maybe should cost a little bit more, but it makes sense from a balance perspective. There we go. I think we did okay that fight. Okay. So let's see if this setup works. So we got the Crucible Greaves. That's basically lots of resistance, decent amount of avoidance. Avoidance Vest. We go here. We get swords. We get the Verloren. Almost 100 extra damage there. Replace Og Water. Well, we want to keep Og Water. Probably replace Booby Trap for the time being. Actually, replace Steel, because we don't, strictly speaking, need it right now. Replace that with Og Earth, so we're getting double stack Ogs there. I think. Seems to be how it works anyway. But yeah, as far as Palace of the Dead goes, there's a couple classes that I see that have the potential to make it through, but again, with the we'll see how it ultimately pans out. You got dinosaurs? Ow! Ow! What? No. Why are you doing that? Thank you for the thermometer. Yeah? Alright. Gonna put these two to sleep, so that they're not a problem anymore. Nothing I do will really stick until his healer's gone. So I'll go ahead and dump everything. But yeah, so as far as Palace of the Dead, White Knight is definitely the best candidate by a pretty wide margin. So their whole deal is just they get a free exorcism move, more or less. Or rather, they get haste plus exorcism as a action move. So that's pretty strong. It's probably the best way we're going to go about it. But we'll see if anything shakes out differently as time progresses. Because there's also, even though there's no usable scrolls and things like that for exorcisms, there are healing items, rather holy water. So that's a Field Elk 1 item that'll allow us to do pretty much the same thing. But yeah, it all depends. But yeah, once you start getting past this point in the game, it's either you avoid everything or just nothing. You gotta constantly keep moving, gotta constantly keep avoiding everything like this. If you end up getting a bunch of nasty crits in a row, more than likely your attempt for whatever it is that you're doing is kind of just screwed. Gotta be able to run around the map one-shotting things pretty effectively, which is why we're going for so many like AUG stacks and things like that. Nice. And we'll get that Emperor card. Max health is always good. Not even remotely close to maxing that out yet. Usually archers are going to be the best targets early on as well, just because they're so slow that you can usually even catch up with them with the White Knight. That's kind of the WK's big weakness, though. It's so painfully slow. I think it's actually the slowest class in the game at this point. Because, like, Terror Knight's slow, but that was really something else. Alright, that's another level down. Can I equip anything new here? It's basically top of the line anyway. Alright, let's give Omish another go. Now, will that knight be there? As long as that knight isn't there and just, you know, sticking around like a douche, we're pretty much okay. Surprisingly, this map seems to be somewhat randomized. By the way, Delagar, so just so you know, so the vanilla videos aren't out yet, but that one, I had to go through Palace of the Dead twice. Oh, it sucked. It really sucked bad. Alright. There ain't crap I can do here until this guy moves. So actually, it's not randomized. I take that back. But yeah, it basically was that situation where I went through it once, I thought I had everything set up. I thought I had done the timeline stuff correctly, and then realized that a mistake had been made, because if Gashwa dies in your original timeline, even if you go back and fix it and have her in your party, she is the one exception to the rule that she has to be alive in the actual report, as opposed to everybody else that just has to be around. Because she has to have opened a particular, like, medical shelter, more or less. So, yeah. Just, like, got all the way through got all the way through Coda 2. God dang it, what douchebag decided that this was the way to do it? just honestly, from a map design perspective, it's like, just... like, I have an idea, guys. Let's make it so you can't move. Yeah, you gotta save the guy, but you can't actually get to him. Boy, I did a big smart man. Oh boy. And a warper flying. I haven't gotten them yet. I technically have the maps available to go get them. That's kind of the... It's inevitable that I have to go get them anyway. I just want to see if I can pull this off without them. More than likely, I'm going to have to go get him. Especially if he's not rolling any of those 40%. Okay. Alright. Yeah, now the knight doesn't move there. And bear in mind, this happens with every single one of Azilston's maps. Whoever went and, like, whoever designed every part of his DLC's map design here had a severe hard-on for knights just being in your way. Which, yes, that happens the whole rest of the game, but, like, your first map, I mean, hell, you're on the same map, really? There's just a knight and a TK in front of you with Rampart Aura. So that's gonna be... That Buccaneers doing one-man challenge, so yeah, pretty much. But, like, yeah, you basically need a way to fly, or else you're not... Either you fly or you use archers. It's the main way to do it. In my case, I used Siege, but even still, that was mostly just luck of him finally getting to the right position. In this one, like, you basically have to fly, because that knight will block you in either direction. Later on, after going through the Pirate's Graveyard, where that happens the entire time, you have Skeleton Knights that'll block you from moving forward, which would be a lot more interesting if they did something more than just sit there. Anyway. Because the problem is, you know that it's not like they were programmed to actually sit there. It's, yeah. Other shenanigans are at play. But anyway, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna have to call it for today then, because I gotta get to work. But here's what we're going to do. Next time, I'm going to have all of this set up so that we just go get the flight rings. Basically, what we're going to probably have to do is go through each of the fortresses. One of the fortresses, I believe it's this one, has a monster with a one-time drop of a flying ring. So I'm going to go pick that up, and that's what we're going to start with next time, and then from there, we'll be able to do the Asliston fight, as long as he doesn't try to evade healing items again. If he does that, we might actually have to go all the way through Palace of the Dead to get Lord marks in order to get the Lord class, in order to be able to use heal on him instead. We'll see. We'll see how all that goes. Anyway, so thank you guys for stopping by. And yeah, we'll continue on this Bizarro challenge next time. Take care.